and day and night, day and night, day and night, day and night, day and night.
Yo, what's up guys, it's Panther today, and it's been a while since I did a solely comic book related video. Now I bet you're like, oh my god, he's just uploading with 3 different videos at the same time. Well, I wanted to really do this video, and I wanted to do this yesterday, but I got swamped working all that stuff. So today what I actually want to talk about is this thing that's been going on with Marvel Comics with the VP talking about diversity in comics and how these characters are being changed and all of this, and is diversity really that great of a thing, or is it killing the Marvel brand, or what's going on? Now look, there's good diversity, there's bad diversity, and there's forced diversity. Now what I mean by forced diversity is you can take it whichever way you want, but it's kind of forced and it's just shoehorned in there on certain characters. So certain characters are kind of, they are kind of shoehorned in there. Now when it comes to that, believe it or not, let's start off with the first. I'm going to read some of the article where I pretty much am going to just sit down and I'm going to discuss this. Like, I'm going to give you my full out opinions on everything. I don't know how long this video could be. It could be a while. So Marvel Comics VP issues retracts statements blaming sales slump on diverse comic books. Now again, let's kind of go back on this statement of diversity, and I'm sorry I'm getting out my laptop charger because my thing's on off or something. But I sit down and I speak to you guys about diversity in comics when, let's start with Miles. Miles was one of the first actual milestones. You didn't get it, but he was a milestone in comics because he had took the place of a black character, and the first thing everybody had said was, oh my god, Marvel's being PC. We have a black president, so we gotta get a black Spider-Man now. And that was one half of the debate. The other half of the debate, which was, I'm on the side of, I was like, okay, let's see what this character is. If he's not great, then I'll go and kind of bash him. If he's a good character, I'll love him to death, because let's face it, that's Miles Morales, he's Spider-Man at the day. With or without the mask, Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man isn't a singular person. Spider-Man is a concept. And that's one thing I enjoy about Spider-Man. And that was one thing I actually did enjoy. But let's kind of read to this article. And I know I'm kind of unorganized with this video, but I really kind of want to get this out. So this past Friday, genre culture outlet IBC2 published an interview with David Gabriel. By the way, if you guys want to read the article, it's on Polygon. I know that isn't the best thing, but yeah, comic Twitters are so lit out. So, President of Sales Marvel Comics blamed on October-November sales slump on changing taste, in his opinion. Most of those changing taste came from the readers who were tired of more diversity in female characters. Any characters that was diverse, any characters that was new, or female characters, anything that was not a core Marvel character. Now, this always did spark a debate, and the first thing I actually want to talk about is female Thor, because she was also a surprise to a lot of people. Because female Thor, we got her, we didn't know what to expect, because it was honestly like, they just took Odin's son and they made him a woman, and we saw it with Jane Foster, and we generally liked that, but it was like, okay, you're kind of forcing it there. But me, when it came to me, I always look for these characters to turn interesting. What I mean by this, I'm always looking for these characters to change in ways that improves them overall, that improve the quality of stories overall. Does that mean you have to change the character in general? Sometimes and sometimes not. If you have faith in your character as a writer, and you feel like you can continue doing what you're doing and you bring up new and impressive stories, I feel like, that's a good thing. That is generally how you get my attention. Is that you have faith in your writing and you're like, I'm not changing this character. This character can still be very interesting in the future, and I want to keep it the way that he or she is. So, yeah. Like, when they did Captain Marvel and they changed Miss Marvel to Captain Marvel, and they gave Miss Marvel to Kamala Khan, this was also another huge step, because it was like, we went from 0 to 100 real quick because it was like she's Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel. But the reason I agree with this change, she earned that right to be Captain Marvel. Like there was no Captain Marvel in here except for that one, which was with Rick from the Incredible Hulk. I forgot his name. He works for the Hulk, but he was either Rick Jones, I think. Yeah, that's his name, Rick Jones. And Rick Jones became A-Bomb eventually. So yeah, not just that, but Carol Danvers is yeah, she may not be the most popular character, but in my opinion, she's one of my favorite female characters besides Rome. And that's saying something because I love Rome to death, but when it comes to her, Carol Danvers makes sense why she changed into there. So let's try to get back into this. They will also indicate that October/November sales bump had caused to rethink the aspects of its publishing strategy, saying after looking at everything that was going on, we knew we had to make some changes. We couldn't do anything the next month. We had to wait 6 months before things would start taking place. That's sort of what we're getting to now. So again, he's basically stating like, well, because we have so much diversity going on, it's like some people just don't want these new characters, which is wrong. There are some people on the side of it, some people who aren't on the side of it. The one thing I feel with certain characters, we're given options. Like Spider-Man, we can either read the Amazing Spider-Man with the typical Peter Parker stories with his new way of doing things, or we can read Miles. That's another diverse thing that I actually like, and it really gives up two dynamics. So you can be like, oh, I don't want to read this guy, I can read Peter Parker, or I don't want to read Peter Parker, I want to read I want to read Miles. And the thing is, you get these adult-like adventures, or the classic adventures, combined with the teenage African-American adventures. And they're not. That's what I like, is that they don't focus on the character traits, they focus mainly on what type of adventures they're having. But anyhow, so in a brief weekend that might otherwise have been dominated by a broad slate of upcoming comics announcements, news from WonderCon, Gabriel's statement was instead the headline. Many in the comics industry were embroiled in a discussion of how tone-deaf his words were, whether or not they actually reflected actual comic sales, and whether or not they were a death knell for female superheroes and superheroes of color starring in their own book. It didn't help that on the same day, the ICV2 brand Fortune released in a piece on Marvel editor-in-chief Axel Alonso, which stressed the lauded that success of the company had founded by promoting a diverse line of characters. So basically, everybody took what he said to heart about female characters and African American characters, or just characters of color in general, not selling well. And yeah, I'll admit, that did kind of, frustrate me when he said that. But at the same time, sales representative, he knows what he's doing. But at the same time, and I know I'm saying that a lot, he knew he was getting in for some backlash. Because hate to say it, but diverse characters in the sales, they do tend to sell a little bit more than what you think, because a lot more people want to see these characters. So he adds that his conversation with retailers, they have asked for more of Marvel's new characters as well as the core heroes, despite the fact that the meat of his previous statements were turning their nose up against them. And I'm gonna stop reading the article here, because it's a bunch of business mumbo jumbo. So his statement was that he was like, a lot of stores are asking for these more diverse characters, and I sit down and I kind of agree, but at the same time I really want to see what he means by this. A lot of characters that are from diverse things are selling like hotcakes on the Marvel side. And let me put it this way, again, with some characters you have choice, like if you want to read Wolverine, so you can always read X-23 Wolverine, or you can read Old Man Logan. And the reason I'm glad that X-23 is the new Wolverine, I remember very young after I saw X-Men Evolution, and after I got into her character, I couldn't find shit of her. But it was so hard. And X-23 being one of my favorite X-Men female characters, one of my favorite X-Men of all time, she was generally a cool character to me as a young kid. I always wanted to, collect her comics as well as collect Wolverine on it. Now we have the choice. Now, do we have the classic Wolverine, like our old Knucklehead? Well, there are thoughts of him coming back to life as well with the original Thor and the original Hulk. But no, we don't. But for that, we have Old Man Logan, which we need to see a character that we want to see in the universe come back. I admit some characters are not going to sell that well. Some I can think of off the top of my head are Captain America, because, well, whichever one you read, I'll admit his stories do bore me from time to time. That's my personal opinion. Okay, that's my personal opinion. But over time, you're not gonna get like huge record-breaking sales like you would if you like Spider-Man or the Hulk or these other very interesting characters. And I feel like that's another thing. You gotta write characters. Now with diversity in comics, even on the sexuality side when it comes to diversity, there's a time and a place. And this one thing is probably really tons. Like when Iceman was first revealed to be gay, I wasn't all into it, and I still kind of have my doubt, like why turn the core character that was that straight gay, because it's kind of PC about it. And the one thing, like a lot of people use excuses when I say, well, he got something to do in a relationship. But like, well, nothing worked out, so he's gonna change, and I fully disagree with that, because a lot of relationships don't work out. You don't just go for the other thing until you actually feel it. Like you're born that way. Well, not really, but you get the idea, and that's a controversial thing to talk about. But yeah, but am I all for gay Iceman? Well, he does his thing, I do mine. And second, he was never a character I really liked him. But no, it just depends. Now, there's so much to do with diversity that I feel like when we actually sit down and we talk about all of these characters, such as from different nationalities and races that have become heroes, I think Michelle Rodriguez said it a while ago, make your own heroes for your own race. And that's a thing that I kind of want to see Marvel do, is make new and original characters that are of the African American, or they're of Latino descent, or of all these different nationalities, but make them their own characters, and not still hate to say it, but still white people's characters, because a lot of characters that aren't white. Now, I'm not saying that a character has to be white. No, that is far from what I'm saying. I'm saying Marvel should try to create their own heroes that are that can represent these people. I mean, there are a few heroes that work with it and it makes sense, but don't shoehorn the characters with being, oh, he's black, or oh, he's gay, or this. No, make characters that are generally new to the Marvel universe, that are gay, straight, bisexual, transgender, or make characters that are African American, Latino, Asian. See, I don't really see color, because I'm sitting there having to think of race that they call them. So that's pretty much my 2 cents on it. I do feel like more diverse characters are needed in this kind of society, so you can see that. That's why I'm in love with characters like Luke Cage and Thorn and Miles, even though, to be honest, Miles made Spider-Man, but he's developed into his own character, so you can't say he's really Peter Parker. I do like certain characters, and I feel like they're needed. Even the female characters to be honest, are killing the market right now. With as much as I think Wonder Woman's gonna end up breaking box office, and when Marvel had Captain Marvel, girls are gonna have someone to look up to, and that's what you generally want. You want characters that everybody can look up to, instead of being well, I only look up to him because, well, he's the closest thing I have. And no, I feel like characters like Wonder Woman, all of should have their time to shine, and X-23 and the Captain Marvel should all have their time to shine, and it's really something of a different type of variety. And that's why I'm kind of glad that Marvel does have that. Could sales be better? Yeah, because the stories have been kind of getting deepened because of what happened lately. But we do have an Empire on the way. We have a bunch of things on the way. So yeah, we'll see in the future what's going on with Marvel sales. And I honestly feel like it's not because of diversity. I think because of the stories that are being told have been kind of lackluster. but if they can keep going with what they're doing, then I'll be honestly fine with it. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.